Hey guys, Pat Ryarchy here, also known as the Patriarchy. I guess you may have heard about these spike in hate crimes since Trump's been elected president, right? But turns out a lot of them have been fake. A lot of them have been hoaxes. And I was going to do a video about this, but I wasn't sure if I should because I don't want to ignore actual hate crimes and things going on. And I know the lead singer of Grizzly Bear was emphasizing how this is a higher hate crime rate than after 9/11. But the problem is people who lie about hate crimes and things like this are some of the biggest pieces of shit on the planet because, like Joey Salads or something, or FouseyTube, you're just trying to perpetuate hate and stereotypes that are toxic for people actually coming together. This article is from campusreform.org. This is from Tyler Arnold. A complaint regarding homophobic harassment supposedly done in the name of Donald Trump has been investigated by North Park University and deemed to be a hoax. There has been an uptick in the number of hate crimes reported on campus since the election, but this is far from the first time that one of these claims has been deemed to be a hoax. We are confident there is no further threat of repeated intolerance to any member of our campus community stemming from this recent incident, University President David Parkland said in a public letter to students after telling them the incident and related messages were fabricated. The self-proclaimed bisexual student alleged that she received mail that read, "Back to Hell," and #Trump, along with homophobic slurs, according to NBC5. She said she received anonymous emails with more slurs after she received the letter. This is a countrywide epidemic all of a sudden, she said before the investigation, adding that she was convinced it was someone on the campus. I think that those who have those feelings have been emboldened by this election. After sadly noting that the entire story was fabricated, Parkland said that the student who made the claims is no longer a student. There has been an uptick in the number of hate crimes reported on campus since the election, but this is not the first time that one of these claims has been deemed to be a hoax. Bowling Green University, for instance, or Bowling, I'm assuming it's Bowling or Bowling, found 2 racial incident reports to have been fabricated following the election. The Blade reports. A man alleged that he was pushed to the ground, robbed, and called a derogatory slur, but after the university determined that the allegation was fabricated, the vice president for student affairs emailed students to remind them that falsifying a report is a serious offense. Moreover, a woman was charged for falsifying a report that the university just 2 weeks ago after she falsely claimed that she was assaulted and called a racial slur. Yet another student at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette told the police that she was attacked by Trump supporters and had her hijab stolen, only to later admit that she concocted the story. A student at Villanova University claimed that she was attacked by Trump supporters as well, but according to Philly.com, she has declined to pursue the charges. Another alleged racial incident that is under investigation is regarding a post-it note that simply reads, "Suck it up, pussies," as reported Campus Reform. A great deal of fear, sadness, and anger among students, faculty, and staff resulted, especially for those that gather in the office space. Vice President for Student Development Tony Chambers said in regard to the post-it note, "The message was hateful and harmful towards members of our community. It violated every value that this institution considers to be at its core. This is now being investigated as a hate crime." Meanwhile, professors at the University of New Hampshire is calling for the expulsion of Trump supporters. In this case, professors were angered over students dressing up as Harambe and Richard Nixon. Well, isn't that amazing? You know, somebody faking hate crimes out there to perpetuate that they're happening more. This kind of reminds me of someone. Who could that be? Oh, yes. Smugglypuff. Yeah. In my Smugglypuff video about her getting arrested, one of the things I brought up was this scary idea that a lot of people that at least claim to be in the LGBT community or in the trans community are out there on universities faking hate crimes. They're spray painting racial slurs. They're lying about things that happened. They're reporting them. And the campus, luckily at these universities, is taking this serious enough to see if these are true or not and punishing the people for lying, which is completely the correct action to take in this situation. But what does it say about these people who all hated on Trump so much and I guess wanted to vote Hillary because I don't know if they'd be reacting this way if Hillary won. But they're so scared of Trump that they have to go around and lie and fake hatred to spread it, to create this sense of hate, to keep people fighting and to keep people angry against Trump so people can't come together. If Donald Trump did something bad and we could come together and attack him for it, that would be fine. But you guys are going to make it that all these things are happening, that Trump supporters are out there just violently attacking people and hurting people, especially gay people or black people, and being racist. And you guys are showing to be liars. And this happened with Smugly I think Bering did a video that he went back and showed Smugly had been doing that stuff back in high school. So it's a scary idea. Like, do the crime statistics get skewed because of these things? How much of these violent crimes or these violent attacks, these hate crimes on these communities is actual as high in the numbers that we see in some of these statistics? Because how much of it do we know are lied? Because what universities all investigate it the same? What if some just believe it automatically because they are, let's say, more leaning to the left? We definitely see at the University of Toronto, they certainly don't care about Jordan Peterson and his struggle, and they don't give a shit about free speech. This is scary, and you're a sick person if you lie about these things. I can't emphasize that enough. You're the worst kind of human being if you report a fake rape. We saw that happening. Rolling Stone reported that article years ago that was about all those rape crimes, and that's where a lot of the 1 in 4 stat came from. And then we found out that was completely fabricated. There was all sorts of false rape reports that ruin men's lives because they never get that stigma taken away that they're a rapist. Same thing here. Even if these crimes get shown to not be true, somebody still got accused at one point, or that university got, somebody said, hey, there's racial slurs at this university, there's Trump supporters, or they're saying Trump supporters, and it's leading to professors who want to expel students who are Trump supporters. I mean, talk about fascism. They're trying to paint Trump supporters now as a boogeyman, that everyone who voted for Trump is now attached to maybe any negative thing that Trump said, or any stereotype that the media pushed about Trump being a racist and sexist and a homophobe, when that's really just not the case if you look at everything Donald Trump said. Everyone seems to forget that video when he told the gay community he was going to keep them protected from terrorists and a radical ideology. He's one of the only politicians out there saying that, because Islam does hate gays. Just letting people know that. Anyway, this is scary. This is scary, and it shows how shallow the SJW movement is, the people that we attack, the regressive left, because they're crazy people. They have to manipulate things to make it seem like they're getting attacked and hated on, when in reality, the world's actually getting better. There is less rape, there is less violence, there is less crime, there is less homophobia, there is less sexism, at least in this country, but you guys want to act like it's going back to the 50s, and now you're lying and you're devaluing actual crime, and you're going to dilute it where people don't want to believe people. It's going to make us, I don't even want to almost make this video because it's going to make people not want to believe hate crimes if they actually happen. So please go investigate these things first. If you hear about this, don't take my word for it. Go look it up and read about it, because I want to separate the truth from something that's false. But I really see these people as children. They're children that haven't grown up. They're children that haven't accepted adulthood yet and responsibility. They're children that think they can just throw a temper tantrum to get attention, and there's no repercussions for that. But you will get kicked out of school or go to prison. This stuff is fucking sick. Okay? I mean, Smugly got arrested. She thought she could just smash a phone and do whatever she wanted. These people think they can just make up hate crimes or just say, hey, it was a Trump supporter without proof. And they can't ever accept that someone's trolling. There's all this stuff about swastikas and all this white supremacy stuff. And a lot of it, there's no proof that anyone involved with it was a Trump supporter or actually a white supremacist. But of course they're going to say that because that pushes their narrative. And I hate these children because they need to grow up, because they're holding society back and all of us back that want to live in a more serious, critical thinking society that wants to take issues seriously, that does care about the gay community and women and children and minorities and everyone. We care about everyone. You're American. We care about your right as an American, and we want to fight for this country as a group again. We want to be American again as a group. I don't want to see you as black or trans or whatever you are. I don't care who you have sex with, and I don't care what you think about when you go home. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, I really don't care what you do. You can do what you want. But these children can't accept that they're human and they're like the rest of us. They have to try and fight it and be something bigger and deeper. They're trying to find an identity, and of course they have to be part of identity politics because it makes you feel bigger and bigger and bigger but it's really just shallow because the narrative's not true, and now they have to fake the narrative to make it true. To end this, I'm going to read a poem by Margaret Atwood, one of my favorite writers, wonderful female author. And I know I'm the patriarchy, so I shouldn't be telling you to go read books by a female, but, she's okay as far as women go. This poem kind of sums up some of the things I've been saying about these people and how I think they deal with their emotions in this crazy world we live in right now with so much information and so much going on. You're sad because you're sad. It's psychic, it's the age, it's chemical. Go see a shrink or take a pill, or hug your sadness like an eyeless doll you need to sleep. Well, all children are sad, but some get over it. Count your blessings. Better than that, buy a hat. Buy a coat or pet. Take up dancing to forget. Forget what? Your sadness, your shadow, whatever it was that was done to you that day of the lawn party when you came inside, flushed with the sun, your mouth sulky with sugar, in your new dress with the ribbon and the ice cream smear, and said to yourself in the bathroom, I am not the favorite child. My darling, when it comes right down to it, and the light fails, and the fog rolls in, and you're trapped in your overturned body under a blanket or burning car, and the red flame is seeping out of you and igniting the tarmac beside your head, or else the floor, or else the pillow. None of us is, or else we all are. This is the patriarchy. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this, and let's keep the truth alive going into 2017. So until next time, go make sweet love to yourselves.